What is up, guys, and welcome to my pick'ems for the Perfect World Major Shanghai 2024 elimination stage. I unfortunately didn't get 5 correct in the previous stage, in the opening stage. I also didn't end up buying the pass. I just completely forgot about it before the game started, and it wasn't ever a big priority for me, so it's kind of whatever. So now I'm pretty happy that I didn't buy it when I didn't even get 5 correct in the first part. So I'm sorry if you ended up going with these pick'ems, following my lead for the pick'ems. I think the number one, there's a couple things that I'm most disappointed in myself in. I think I shouldn't have gone VP 3-0. I should have just gone with Mongols because I honestly did believe that they probably had a good shot going 3-0. I think that's the big one. Maybe another one, I would maybe prefer to have like MIBR in the teams that went through instead of like a Cloud9. I did expect Cloud Complexity to go 3-1, 3-2. Also did expect these two teams to go 0-3. Unfortunately, Rare Atom, at least for the pick'ems, went 1-3 when Fnatic was way worse than I thought they would be. And that's going to be reflected in how well I did in Fantasy as well, which will be, of course, the next video. But yeah, these are the teams that ended up going through. A couple teams that I didn't expect for sure. Wildcard, I would have not expected. Gamer Legion, I wasn't really considering. And yeah, I think Imperial going 0-3 was maybe something I could have gone for. And I definitely considered it, but I just thought that Wildcard and Rare Atom would go 0-3 instead. But yeah, elimination stage. It's gonna be partially easier and partially harder. I would say it's easier to predict some of the, or at least it should be easier to predict some of the teams that go through. However, it's going to be more difficult to think of teams that go 3-0 because I think there's a lot of coin flippy matchups in the potential 2-0 matchups. Teams that I'm considering should go through at least. Let's think of that first, I think. Or should go, I guess we should start with the 0-3s. That's usually the way to go. I think the 0-3 candidates for me are teams like Big, MIBR, Wildcard, Furia, and Gamer Legion. I think these 5 teams are the 0-3 candidates for me. It's hard to say that any of these teams deserves to be an 0-3 pick because all of them have done some very good stuff in order to make it here. Of course, we have some big underdogs in Wildcard, but they're playing some decent CS. But will it be enough at this stage of the major? Probably not. I think if they advanced into the playoffs, that would be a huge upset. Can they win maps? Definitely. They could win a best of 1. They could even win one of the best of 3s against some of these teams. Something like Wildcard Gamer Legion is pretty 50-50. Wildcard MIBR could go either way. I think I'm just going to look at the individual level of teams and their players and what I've seen so far and what I kind of expect of them going into this, I guess, of course. I think Wildcard is one of my 0-3 picks. I can't really think of any good reason why I shouldn't go for them as one of the picks. Apart from them, it could be Big. They were looking kind of shaky, but when they are hitting, they are definitely even potential playoff contenders. I mean, any of these teams is. I really like Pain, and that's why I'm not really considering them as an 0-3. I think they're strong enough to win at least against some of these teams. Like, I would favor them against Furia or Gamer Legion, personally. I think it's Gamer Legion as my second 0-3 pick. I feel bad for that. Like, they were very close to not even making the major through the RMR. They've kind of powered up into the event. They went 3-1, I believe, but they didn't have the hardest route. I think it's like between them and Furia for me. I think Big and MIB are actually strong enough to win at least one match. And then it should be between Gamer Legion and Furia for the 0-3 slot. I don't have much faith in Furia. I usually, once the event gets deep enough, I think they usually fumble. But I do think this is my second 03 pick is Gamer Legion in this case. Then out of the teams that should advance, I mean, I guess we have to choose 2 out of these 10 teams that I don't feel will advance. I don't think Pain will advance. I don't think they're one of my 3-1 or 3-2 picks. So what are the 2 teams that don't make it out of these? On paper, it should be Liquid and 3D Max, not Rebels. 3D Max and Liquid, in my eyes. Like, I think these are just the 8 strongest teams. I do think Mongols goes through. FaZe should make it through. Heroic has been strong enough to make it through. Mouse, Spirit, Vitality, G2, Navi. I think those are the teams I want to put into these slots for me. And then it's just a matter of who I pick 3-0. It in a way makes sense to put the 2 highest seeds 3-0. I do think Navi should make it 3-0. The thing I'm thinking about with G2 mostly is the fact that they're playing Mongols in the first round, and there is a potential upset there, in a best of 1 at least. Maybe it's Vitality as the second 3-0 team then. I think G2 might definitely might lose one of the matches. Mouse is actually a 3-0 candidate. They're the kind of team that could very well just cruise through a stage like this if they get the correct matchups. This feels kind of correct to me though. I think Vitality Navi definitely could make it 3-0. Might even be that they went 3-0 in this stage last major. Maybe. It's not the most exciting pick'em, but I mean, I'm just gonna pick what I feel like is correct. If you wanna consider it like too easy or boring as a pick'em, then that's fine. I just feel like these are the sorts of teams that are like, I think definitely one of these teams could sneak in, like 3-1, 3-2, one of these whole teams. Like Liquid could make it, even Furia could make it. I don't think that's very likely. 3D Max could make it. There could be even an upset of like FaZe not making it, like a Mouse not showing up. Heroic definitely could not make it, or Mongols. I think these are, of course, some of the weaker teams out of these teams. But I still think they're a nudge above all of these teams. I think we just save this. I feel like this is what I want to go with. I didn't go into Major Simulator again. I feel it's too difficult. Like, you could look at the opening matchups. But I know some of the opening matchups by heart. I don't think there's anything that interesting. I mean, it's literally, I think it's G2, Mongols, Navi, Liquid, Vitality, Gamer Legion, Spirit, Furia. I think that's the way it works here. Mouse Pain. Yeah, it is like that. Base Wildcard, then Heroic, Big, and 3D Max MIBR. If I had to make predictions first round, I think G2 Mongols is actually very close. Could go either way. Navi should beat Liquid. Vitality definitely should beat Gamer Legion. It's probably, to me, the securest pick. Like, I think Gamer Legion is going 0-3, and I think Vitality is going 3-0, so makes sense. I think Spirit Furia is actually interesting, but I do think Spirit is still favored enough. But Furia is it's a weird team. Mouse Pain could actually go either way, but I think Mouse is favored. FaZe should clear Wildcard. That's one of the reasons also why Wildcard is an 0-3 pick. But it could go either. Like, I wouldn't be so surprised if Wildcard beat FaZe that it wouldn't be like believable. I think it's potentially gonna happen. Who knows? Heroic versus Big. I think Heroic is clearly favored in that, actually. And then 3D Max MIBR. I think 3D Max is favored, but it's probably the closest matchup in the first round of the best of ones. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with these. I don't have any major doubts. I don't have any real problems with my picks here. I think they're at least decent. I will be making my HLTV fantasy video right after this one, or recording it at least, and probably uploading both of them today as well, just so I can get these out of the way. And there's gonna be 1 day at least between the videos getting out and the next stage of the major starting. It's been a very enjoyable major, by the way. Just as a side note, I think very exciting stuff. Some great stories with a lot of interesting teams. Wildcard making it is crazy. And yeah, it's been a joy to watch. But if you enjoy this kind of content, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.